Hello everyone, it is Tuesday, I think it is, and it is bronze. Well, you've got me unfortunately tonight, haven't you? And we got a new subscriber as well. Thank you very much, Breezy. Very good stuff indeed. That we're up to 324 subscribers on. That's absolutely magnificent indeed. Apologies for the delays, as we've had some technical gremlins there with our hamsters have not been fed today, so the wheel has not been turning. We are at the moment then in qualifying 2 for the Russian Grand Prix. I do know that the weather is absolutely fine and dandy, which is good stuff indeed, isn't it? We're just on board with Reflections at the moment. Reflections is currently just to set a lap now. In the Haas car, we've got Diashi is first in the chat as well. That's brilliant stuff indeed. Then let's go through the drivers and the constructors standing, shall we? Whilst the Reflection finishes off his lap, he's done a 31.9. Fantastic stuff indeed. Then Leclerc leads the championship at the moment. He is 7 points in front of Roscoe, who has just dropped down to second. And he had a very disappointing race, didn't he, last time out in the Singapore Grand Prix. Dylan had a great race last time out, and he's up in the third now. Brilliant stuff indeed. Marsky is up to fourth. Reflections, who we've just seen, has dropped down into fifth position. Crystal Mays, who he's got a lot of speed, hasn't he? Unfortunately, though, he just really struggles with getting the job done, doesn't he? In seventh position, we've got sixth position then. Camera Racer seventh, and Cryptic Alibi eighth. Ginger Rage, who's that guy, in ninth position, and 10th position is Jamie Allright then, or is it Jamie Wright then? I think it is, isn't it? Oh goodness me! But he's gone second fast one. McLaren's are looking very strong at the moment, which is good stuff indeed. Then Chappie, who's invalidated time, so he's going to have another bite of cherry here. Shatters as well in the second. Alpha Tari in the drop zone. We have Silent Shift, and he's on -5 and for being a very naughty boy. We have got Sir Dave down on 0 points as well. Good hustle, Dave. And we've also got Smithy Almighty, who's got 1 point as well. Jake Wilson. Who's this talking on a Tuesday? I'm going to be honest, I don't know. I think I'm in the wrong stream here. I think I should be in my own there. Joining me in the gantry then, we have got the two Hiltons. We've got Ayrton and Emerson, who are the experts of bronze, really, because normally at this stage of the event I am cursing, shouting, swearing the lot then. Hiltons, how are you both?
Well, a little bit frustrated, but at least we've got some kind of stream, whether or not, apologies that you're up there with us, still here.
That's good stuff indeed, and yes, well, I've got to say, it's only apologies for the viewers, not for the drivers down there, because they've got a less of a mobile chicane to get by, don't they? Smithy Almighty is currently on track at the moment in the Renault. Guys, butt in if I'm talking too much. Emerson is a bit quiet. Jake Wilson, he is. You guys are very quiet. I think that might be my settings actually. I wonder if you guys turn yourselves up, perhaps. Give us a sound thing, guys. And Dan Murphy saying quiet, Wilson saying quiet. Williams have lost their best driver. Laugh out loud. Serious person there is with the banter as always. Theo saying we can't hear you, lads. Then hopefully you'll be able to hear him in just a few moments' time. Then so. So whilst we're going to do a test run then, tell us about this season so far then. Who has been outstanding for you from both of your opinions then?
Theo as well, we've done a pretty good job. Martin has been a little bit disappointed. I think he's starting to become a little bit of form. This guy called Ginger Rage as well, he's a really
what could I say?
And Dylan as well. It's a really close championship right at the top. It's spread out by 2 minutes. A close championship compared to most of the other leagues.
And then just going back to the comments a moment then of Dave and Nathan are like a lost puppies according to Dan now. So you're right then for giving me stick at the beginning then. Yeah, that's right. Angelique Muller is not very happy to hear me, but she's giving me a boo. I'm sorry about that, Angelique. We've also got Sam saying finally as well. Yes, apologies about the technical gremlins there, but working in the world of IT, these things happen really, isn't it? It's just technology there or thereabouts. Right, we're in qualifying 2 at the moment and we're 6 minutes left in the session now. by the sounds of it, you guys can now be heard loud and clear as well then. So absolutely brilliant stuff, Ed. I'm not sure who's been knocked out of qualifying one, to be honest, because I gotta be honest, I wasn't watching it at all. I did see Leclerc have a big old smash in turn 1 now, so that wasn't very good at all, was it? About Leclerc. But tell us about Leclerc. In the last 3 races, he's done absolutely amazing stuff. You guys have been watching his performance. What is magical about this driver?
So apparently you had maybe lost it, Sean, so you might have to just carry on by yourself for a little bit.
Oh, yeah, no worries at all. Angelica is meant to boo, as in surprise, hear you on this day. Haha. Oh, I thought you were booing me. No, which, to be honest, I got to say, I think that's usually the normal response I get then. Thank you very much indeed then. Liam is also saying still really quiet then. I think it might be my settings, to be honest then, as I try and turn Dave and Nathan down because I don't like them screaming in my ear, perhaps. So it's having a couple of grums then, but we'll get Emerson and Everton on in just a few minutes then, because of course those are the experts, those are the guys that you want to hear. Camera racer coming across the line, he is second fast amount, a 10th per second way. Good stuff indeed. Ardy Wee has had some major gremlins in the second part of the lap then. Oh dear for Ardy Wee then, as that is a shame then, because Ardy Wee, oh goodness me, he's right in the middle of the circuit there, isn't he? Oh good gosh, that is not good at all, is it? That's not very good. And as Diashi's gone fast, and Diashi was incredible in Cobalt in Belgian Grand Prix. My second favourite helmet of all time, apart from you, man, bro, with a great helmet. Of course, who's also races in Cobalt as well. And so I think that Ayrton's definitely been giving them pointers about helmet designs. Lovely stuff indeed then. Theo is currently coming on the back straight as well. Chappie is also out there. We've got Angelique saying that I will never boo you. Thank you very much, Angelique. It's very nice of you to say that, but I've got to say, a lot of people do boo me. We've also got Leclerc saying there was some stupid orange sticking out of the wall coming out of the pit. Said, oh goodness me, was an orange barrier sticking out of the wall, and that's not good. The Tech Pro barriers do sometimes come away from the wall, don't they? I think it happened in Singapore once, and the barrier was jumping up and down, wasn't it? Which is quite funny. But there we go. We've got Theo coming into the final couple of corners as well. Theo did a great job in the Belgian Grand Prix, I think it was then. I try and suppress all my bad races, so really I can only remember one of my races so far this season. Theo has gone for 10 fast at the moment. He is into qualifying 3. As the Marsky is very happy with his performance. Dylan, the sole remaining Williams there, so Dylan there be flying the flag high, but he's currently in the drop zone along with Sammy Shatters and Chappie as well. Lovely over the shoulder shot here with Chappie. Good stuff indeed then, as he is now coming in to the final turn as well then. Let's hopefully if you do think you've sorted out your quietness now, lads, or
we can try shouting, I guess.
you can try. So you don't blow my ear off, that's all good. So what do you think about this Russian Grand Prix circuit then? How would you rate this one? For me, it's not great, but what about you guys from a driver's perspective?
I mean, in the game, I think it's a really, really good circuit. I mean, in real life, it's kind of a bit boring, but I think on the game, I think on Sunday we saw that there's actually quite a lot of places to overtake. And the middle sector is the main part that's quite hard to follow, but I thoroughly enjoy it, to be honest. There's a lot, I kind of like this kind of high-speed, flowing, fast kind of track. I just think it's overall quite a good circuit, to be honest. I don't get why it gets a lot of hate, but I think it's a really good circuit.
What about you, Ayrton? Then, of course, you were second here last season, I think, for bronze. Had a great race last season. What do you reckon about that?
It is usually one of my favourites, but unfortunately yesterday I just didn't have a great race. Involved in an incident, sort of not my fault. At lap 1 and just at the back of the grid the whole race, but I was looking forward to it because it is one of my best ones that I can score points in, but that is just a one time in bronze where I did get my first podium. But I do like the track overall. Like Emerson, I'm not a big fan of it watching Grand Prix in real life, but on the game it is an enjoyable track.
Really good stuff indeed then. I think that my audio is probably a bit too loud then by the sounds of it, because we can hear you barely, but all I hear is a lot of F1 cars going around as well, but we'll try and make the best we can. Scooby Stew, evening. Oh, good evening, Scooby Stew. Hope you're well. We've also got Pillar saying, I've heard a mute person's louder than those two. Oh, goodness me, the banter is absolutely electric, isn't it? Just on board then with Shatters at the moment. Then Shatters is currently coming to the final part of the lap as well. We are in the final reach of the qualifying two then. I've got to say, Booty Delight's doing a great job there out there. Obviously, because he stole my setup, laugh out loud. Into the final turn as well for Shatters then. In the second AlphaTauri across the line, and Shatters is 2 tenths per second improvement, but that's still not enough at the moment, is it, for Shatters? Unfortunately, Sammy has done 4 laps on these medium tyres. I'm not really sure about that. What do you guys think about that strategy? I think that's a bit dodgy to me.
Yeah, the tyre wear isn't a makerage around here, but you don't want to be doing 4 laps on those medium tyres. I'd be surprised if we don't see him come out in a minute to put on the salt properly, seeing as he's in the 11th position anyway, unless he does want to start outside the top 10, but I think that might be him. Yeah, he's still on these medium 10 actually, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, unless he gains 2 tenths of a second on this lap, he's not going to get to the top 10 anyway, but then we do have Theo, Dylan and Shadows. Well, Shadows is actually invalidated this time, but I don't know if he's got enough time, because I think that's it. I think so. Shadows was going to be out. Dylan's obviously on his lap now, so I don't think Sammy's probably going to be able to make it through. So maybe it's tactical from him. He's looking to start P11 for fresh tyres. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, I think he probably would have 100% been better off putting on the softs and just getting into that top 10 like everyone, everyone else has. So he's playing all into the win then.
That's Dylan is now on the back straight as well. He's done, I think that so Sam's in the best position he can be if he's not in the top 10, I suppose. I've got to say, I'm going to be a bit biased tonight then, because Booty Delight, who's I'm related to, unfortunately, or more like the other way around, is in 8th position there, which I'm absolutely loving that. But I think that this might be, he might still get through actually. Of course, my Masters of Poland, if you've heard back in the Gold Stream in Singapore last week or the week before, when I didn't realise that Emerson won the championship. But less said about that, the better, I'd say. Dylan now the final turn. Dylan goes third fastest. Good stuff indeed there from Dylan. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Roscoe is coming down the back straight as well. Sam is cruising back into the pits then. So it's between Smithy Almighty and Roscoe. Roscoe is second in the World Championship at the moment. Great stuff indeed. Scooby Stew saying that, yeah, good mate, I was waiting for you to get pole so I could shout boom shaka laka. And well, I got to say, you'd be waiting for a very long time. I think the only time I'll ever get pole position is if I was the only person in the race. Out into the final couple of corners now is Roscoe. Turn 18 as well. Out of the final turn is Roscoe through. He is indeed then. Great stuff indeed then. And that is qualifying 2 done and dusted. Roscoe is second in the World Championship. Is now second on the grid as well as it stands at the moment then. Let's just watch it. Well, we've got Pillar saying Emerson needs to turn his mic sensitivity up and check your audio settings on the game show. It might be too loud. It might be. I'll have a look. I'll have a look at my audio settings in just a few moments. I think I've turned my audio settings right up actually, because I like the sound of Formula One cars. Out of qualifying then is we have lost RDW. He had a big smash, didn't he, in the Armco barrier there, unfortunately. We have lost Shatters as well. He is down in 14th position now. Theo in 13th. He'll be a bit disappointed with that. Sammy in 12th position as well. He's on 5-lap owed medium tyres compared with Smithy, who is in 11th position there on the soft compound tyre set, as we are now going through in to qualifying 3 as well. Jamie saying Diashi is way too fast then. He is a quick cookie, isn't he? Just to say the least then. So Scooby Stew is saying that same here, I'll never get pole position then. Only a win if I'm the only one in it as well. So right then, we're going into qualifying 3 then. And who's your money then for pole position then, lads? I will let you do that because I usually give everyone the commentator's curse, so it's your turn.
I'm going to go for Diashi. He's looked pretty good in that Q2 session, and I think from what we've been able to see anyway, I think he's had the pace. But then there is the likes of Kamara, Roscoe, Dylan, Reflection. They can all pull out the lap when it comes to it. So I think it's going to be quite close. But any of those 5 really. But I'm going to pick one and go for Diashi. I think he's got the pace around here. I think by the looks of it, he looks really comfortable.
What about you, Ayrton? Who do you reckon?
I would probably say the same for Diashi, but I think Kamara Race has shown in other races that he can pull out that one lap when he needs to. So he's like the dark horse, I think. Roscoe's just putting a good lap for Q2 as well. So I definitely think one of the red cars, either a Ferrari or Alfa Romeo, will be pole.
Absolutely great stuff indeed. So if any of those drivers then don't get pole tonight, we have to blame the Hiltons, unfortunately, because I'm going to be smiling from ear to ear because it's not me. Just take a look at the comments as well. There's oh goodness me, then there's a lot of chit chat in between Jamie and Diash. Then goodness gracious me. We have also got Hannah saying hello, good evening, Hannah. Hope you're well. Then it's great to have new people in the stream as well. Keep your comments coming in, ladies and gents. It keeps me on my toes very much indeed. Then so camera for the win then from Cirrus Mushroom. Broke Gorilla, evening Sean. Hello from me and Tess. Good evening, Broke. Good evening, Tess. I hope you're well then. Dylan is the first car out on circuit then. We've got everyone out on track at the moment now, apart from Chappie and Reflections then. So this is going to get very good indeed then into the final stage of qualifying as well. If you just joined us, thank you for joining us tonight and great stuff indeed there. Unfortunately, you have got me tonight for the time being anyway, as we've got a couple of gremlins going on with the old YouTube account, but you know, that's Google for you, isn't it, really? Maybe we should stick to Microsoft accounts. Haha. Anyway, into the final part of the lap now. Dylan is out of the final turn and 18 turns around this course, not 19, which Wikipedia says, which I absolutely argue tooth and nail with Wikipedia, but unfortunately I'm just a small ginger. As we come through turn 1, which is not much of a turn really, I'm going up to turn 2 as well, then breaking down then into fourth gear, into third gear. It's a long run, isn't it, from the start-finish line right all the way up to turn 2. How do you approach the start here then? Because it's the longest run, isn't it, from the lights to the first braking zone. So how do you approach this circuit then, and how you start? Lovely stuff. So I think as Emerson there is gone a bit shy, hasn't he? Goodness gracious me. Dylan there is just into the second part of the lap as well. Sam saying Sean on comms. Yes, I think that Dylan's had enough of me as his teammate. He's kicked me out of the seat. He said he'd rather have no one drive the car than everyone, which means that I get to talk to you around the lap on the formation lap. I'm looking forward to that one. Oh, really good stuff indeed there. So we're just now watching this. Pillar said no, it's his brother, Sam then. I don't think I have a brother. I think I have a half a brother, but I don't half a brother. I think I have half a brother, but I don't really know where he is. And so there you go. So just now watching Dylan coming into the final part of the corner as well, and Hannah saying, I'm not at home right now. It's Gordo. Anyways, good luck, Bronson. Oh, good stuff indeed there. Hello, Gordo. Of course, there's Gordo, who I think he had a difficult race last night, didn't he, Gordo? Did compared to his usual top standard. Out of the final turn, Dylan is. He's gone fast on the 149 actually in the Williams car as well. As the Camaro's had a problem, he's in the pits then, and that's not good at all. Here comes Boo Delight, who is invalidated his lap then, which is nothing surprising then. He's a master of the old corner cut, isn't he? Boo Delight. He's on to the final turn, and he's going to have another crack now then. We've got Sean at Redmond then. Welcome, Sean then. I don't think I've seen Sean on the old stream before, so welcome, Sean. And saying come on McLaren as well. Well, McLaren are looking very strong at the moment, haven't they? Silent Shifts in his second fast mode. He has got -5 points on the board at the moment now. Of course, he's been slapped with a oh, goodness me, Diashi's gone fast there as well. Diashi going for a pole position here. Marski in for a position here. Silent Shift there has been slapped with a 5-point deduction now, hasn't he, for being a naughty chappy and retiring in the pits as well. Booty's going for a second bite of the cherry, but he's invalidated again. Booty is getting a bit too greedy on those old exit curbs, and Chappie's gone full fast. It's good 17 there for the Mercedes. And Sam saying, you're not racing then? No, I'm not. I don't think. And so it's, I'm hearing a lot of clicky in my ear then. Emerson, did you want to answer my question, or are you still having a bit of troubles over there?
I don't know, it depends on if you can hear me now.
Can everyone hear Emerson then? As we've got a delay then. So if you can hear Emerson, raise your hands then. Good stuff. Oh, obviously. Emerson, about the start going from the lights down into turn 2. It's the longest drag or the longest breaking point down into turn 2. How are you expecting to start this race? How would you approach about starting this race?
Well, it's one of the circuits that you don't really want to be starting on pole position, to be honest. You want that slipstream from either second or third, to be honest, because like you said, it's such a long run down to turn 1 technically, but you know what I mean, turn 2. Yeah, but that first corner is just such a second corner. It's the braking zone just really horrible. The curves you're just better off braking earlier and trying to carry the speed through the corner because it's a really long. It's a really long, fast corner, so you want to carry the speed through that next corner anyway. And then you've got the whole middle sector as well that's quite fast and flowing as well, so you want to carry the speed through that whole section as well. So yeah, you just want to be quite careful with that turn 1 because it's probably the highest chance of cutting a corner around this circuit, I think.
I got corners around here is quite brutal, really, isn't it? Whether you run wide or cut a corner, running wide's a major problem as well. We still getting it. They can only just about hear you, but as long as they can hear you slightly, that's all that matters to me, isn't it? And good stuff indeed. Then Camera Racer is coming out of the final turn and is about to start us up. So I have a feeling it might be my settings as well, really. But I think I was playing about my settings every day because I had an echo. Oh goodness me! It's a serious pressure. It's just tape your mic to your cheek then, but not your bum cheek. Oh goodness gracious me, that's very cheeky, isn't it? A Camera Racer coming down into turn 1 as well. Then Crystal Gamer saying hi. I think you have to shout louder if your voice is little. Then I love all these little bantery things coming in now. It's great stuff indeed. I think it might be my sentence, to be honest, guys. Apologies about that, and apologies to Emerson and Ayrton as well. Hannah saying Gordo saying and supporting Haas as always for this one. Yes, indeed. It's not just about the constructors; it's also about the joint constructors as well. Of course, all the points are from every single league. Then that's gold, silver, bronze, and cobalt. It's all accumulated, isn't it, to one championship in the constructors and the joint constructors at the moment. And Renault do lead it by 303 points from last Wednesday. As someone hasn't updated the standings, then, which is absolutely appalling form, isn't it? Really, we'll blame one of the admins. I reckon it'd be Farf's fault, to be fair. Cryptic saying supporting P20. I see. Yes. I think I'm in P20. Actually, I don't think I've even come out of the pits. Actually, I did come out of the pits, and now I came back in the pits. Camera Racer then, and to the final part of the lap as well. Then we've had 3 pole positions for Crystal Mace this season. Leclerc and Sammy has had a pole position each as well. Out of the final turn, Camera Racer goes second fastest then, and he is on the front row of the grid as well. Jamie Allwright then is in the McLaren. He is down the back straight in car 2 then, and let's see what he can do then. As a service person saying he should have raced then. He could have raced then for the Williams team then. I think that you would have done a better job than me, Service Merchant. Service Merchant, unfortunately, was involved in a shunt, wasn't he, with a billet last night. We didn't see that, did we? As we've, I got to say, Russia has been a bit of a source point for ALR this week, hasn't it? In terms of some technical gremlins or two. I got to say, I've actually reinstalled my Formula 1 game last night. Jamie has gone second fastest. I reinstalled my Formula 1 game last night, so hopefully we'll get some interviews for the first time in over a week then, which would be very good, wouldn't it? Boots to the light then to take a lot of curb going into turn 1. And let's go on board with Nathan, shall we? As he is coming through, Boots to the light, I should say then. Going through turn 3 as well. It's the XLK. That's looking very nice indeed then for Booty, as he doesn't go too wide at all. Silent shift, and he's just getting out of his way. And so Booty into qualifying 3. If I'm not very much mistaken, this is the first time he's been in qualifying 3, so perhaps I'm the problem then for Booty and not getting through then. So can Booty get some more points? He got some points last time out in the Singapore Grand Prix. Very good performance indeed for Booty then. Very close then to extended track limits. So luckily he was able to keep it on the track then, just about in car 22. Booty delays then. He will unfortunately won't be on that number next year, as unfortunately Sonoda's got it as well, which is a very selfish of him, isn't it? Booty coming down as turn 13 unfortunately as well. Look at this as he drops down into third gear as well. That's very neat and tight there for Booty. Very impressive indeed then. And coming up into 15 and 16 now on this course, and 18 turns on this Russian Grand Prix. And the back end side now, he's gone wide there, Booty, as that was careless there, wasn't it, from the AlphaTauri driver? I love it. I'm going to be very much ribbing him all the way through this session now. Jamie Allwright is second fastest man, and Jamie Allwright's been very impressive, hasn't he? I think so far this season really good stuff indeed. Silent Shifting's about to start his lap as as well. Marski is just on his out lap as well, so he's revving up and raring to get going. Then Chappie's invalidated his time then right from the get-go. This may be a problem then as he takes a shortcut. He's going to have to take a couple more shortcuts if he wants to get through the reflections. There is Cameron's retired from the session. He is in third position then on the grid then for the Grand Prix of Russia. Then reflections there is gone wide there. Of course, that's where Booty Delights unfortunately extended track limits there into the final party course as well. Then out of turn 18 then. Here we go then. And where is this going to put reflections? He's 7th fastest on the grid there with 49 seconds to go. His fuelless flight is flashing. Dylan there is a good start his lap as well. He has started his lap then with 40 seconds remaining. Where's Chappie? Chappie is got 35 seconds then to get himself sorted then as we're now on board with we're now on board then with Chappie as Chappie then is about to start his lap. He's raring up and raring to get going as well as flying into turn 16. I think it is 16, 17 and 18 as well. As I've got a really itchy foot tonight. I don't know what's going on there. I think I've been bit. 10 seconds to go then as, oh goodness me, Chappie just about got across the line. Well, he's got 10 seconds, hasn't he? Jamie is second fastest moment. Cameron third position. Diashi is on pole position at the moment. He is a quick customer. While the McLaren are solid shifted, he is in. Oh, he's improved by a second. He is 6th fastest. Good 17th there. Booty hasn't set a time at all then, which is a bit disappointing there because, but he is 9th on the grid then. Then Roscoe is in 10th position as well. Marski goes 3rd fastest in the Renault. What about Roscoe? He has not failed to get across the line. He is 10th on the grid then for the Russian Grand Prix. Unfortunately, reflection there coming down into turn 13 now. Chappie there is invalidated his time then, so he's down in 7th position then. What about Dylan? And Dylan's 2/10 of second up on his previous best at the moment. 2 corners from home as well then. Let's see what he can do then out to the final turn, and Dylan comes over the line. He is 2nd fastest there. He has got within 4/10 of Diashi. Diashi is on pole position then for the Russian Grand Prix, and I think that is it. It is Diashi pole position and good stuff indeed there for Diashi, and this is his 2nd start in bronze, and that is, well, it's not his 2nd start in bronze, it's his 2nd start this season in bronze, isn't it? But it's the 2nd start this season in bronze then, isn't it? But for Diashin, this time he has got pole position. Very nicely done indeed there from the Alfa Romeo driver. I think that's his first ever pole position in bronze as well, isn't it? So just take a look at the comments then as well. And we have got so what's Mo's chippy called? Dave or Nafe Chip said. Good potential then. Ayrton saying, sorry for the issues with the stream today and for the past couple of weeks now we can't even commentate with Sean. Yeah, we're really sorry about that, guys, because I don't think you want to hear me 3 days in a row. Goodness me. Real Johnny then, Jamie should be pole with the big eyes there as well then. He is looking very suspicious, isn't he, with Diashi there, who's a reserve driver, isn't he? But Jamie has been very quick today. I think he's only 4/10 away at the moment now. Eric's saying the biggest upset is not seeing Sean race. I think it is really, isn't it? Because you've got no one can really banter at my expense of how appallingly bad I am. So there we go. And twice I did do much practice for this race anyway. Mainly because I got late from work tonight then, because I was planning to do it before I started tonight then, but best laid plans and all that. But there we go then. Yeah, the update. I think the update for the PlayStation 5 is called Havoc as well, because I think that's one of the reasons why I can't do interviews at the moment. Is because of that PlayStation update. But there we go. Hopefully we can have an interview tonight, and we'll sort out what we can do in the what we can do then in the near future as well. Diashi on pole position, his first pole position of his bronze career. Dylan is alongside him on row 1. That's looking very good, isn't it? Jamie in 3rd position there with Marski 4th fed. 5th is Camera Racer. Science shifting in 6th, and he's on -5 at the moment. He needs to get himself out of that relegation zone. Chappie 7th. Reflections 8. Bush in his best performance of 9th fed. Roscoe in 10th position as well. Excuse me. So Jamie's saying Jamie should be on pole indeed then, as Jamie is probably not too happy about that. Now we've got serious much saying PS3 painted white heritage. Sam saying, yeah, I keep hearing problems with PlayStation 5 at the moment. The updates keep glitching the PS5 then. Yeah, it's not looking good at all then. Serious Russian is waiting for the Pro. I don't think he's talking about me either. Right then. Oh, look at me! As well, this is the well, normally I'm usually getting ready for the start of the Grand Prix, and if anyone was interested, this would have been my strategy. I probably would have come in the pits around lap 11, and I would have really probably started about this much fuel because, yeah, I don't really expect to get to the end of many races then, so this is what the back end of the grid looks like. This is probably where I would have been, and unfortunately we ain't going to see the start of the race then, but I'm going to retire as quickly as possible because I want to see the start of the race then. We didn't see it last night then, which is one of my favourite parts of streaming then, as just taking a look at the cars in front of us as well then. So unfortunately I'm going to have a DNF to my name, so I'm absolutely devastated with that. I really am indeed then, but there we go then. So then we're now on the formation lap then for the start of the Russian Grand Prix then. So 16th then was Sir Dave. He is starting on the soft tires. Crystal Maze, who has been very quick, as he had a pretty difficult race, didn't he, in the Singapore Grand Prix. He is excuse me, Jeff. We've got Crystal Maze, who is on the hard tyres in 70 position. He had a very difficult race, didn't he, in Singapore, Crystal Maze did. He's got the pace, but can he keep out of trouble? Leclerc had a huge smash in qualifying one. He is down in 18th position now on the medium tyres. Critic Alibi is on the medium tyres as well in 19th position now. And Ginger Rage is last, but in no means least then, and is 20th on the grid then, as I've got to say, he couldn't even get out of the garage properly. We've got Cryptic Alibi, Leclerc and Crystal Maze. They are three very quick customers right at the back of the field for this one then, so watch those drive. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. No rain is expected then for this race either. I've got to say, it's quite nice to have Jeff in my ear, isn't it? Albeit he does keep interrupting me. No rain is expected in the whole of this race then, so it is just going to be a dry race and not like last night where we had a few sprinklings of rain towards the end then, which really very much spiced up the thing, didn't it? We go, the thing, the race itself then is Quinn Tinkwink is just saying then, good evening, Mr. Commentator. Good evening, commentator. Good evening, Tinkwink. I hope you're having a lovely Tuesday afternoon as well, as I'm just down the back straight as well as the races are now coming in to the start of the Grand Prix as well then. So let's take a look at the whole of the starting grid, shall we? The top 11 drivers are on the soft compound tyres. Diaz is on pole position then for the first time in his ALR career. Dylan is alongside him on row 1. Good stuff indeed then, with Jamie in third. Marvski is in 4th position. 5th position is Camera Race. So 6 is Silent Shifting with Chappie in 7th. Reflections is in 8th position. There's a racing point I've just overtaken. Yeah. 9th position is Booty Delight. 10th position is Roscoe. They are all on the I've just been here. They are all on the soft tyres then. 11th position is Smithy Almighty then. He'll have a brand new set of soft tyres then. Just outside the of course Roscoe, of course Smith Almighty there will be on the new soft shot tyres then. 12th position is Sammy on medium tyres for Theo in 13th. Also on medium tyres, Shatters in 14th. On the medium tyres, hard tyres for RDW then. Red Bulls then, both on a row 7, 8 then. And then we got Sir Dave then on soft tyres. Crystal Maze in 17th position now. Hard tyres, Leclerc 18th. So medium tyres for Critic Alibi. And Ginger Age in a 20th position on the grid then. And here are the lights. There are 5 sets of lights. Come on, when they go out, we'll be racing here in Russia. And it's go for the Russian Grand Prix. As I have done a very good start out. That's absolutely fantastic stuff indeed then. So hopefully my car's being pulled off, and look, Dylan has taken the lead here in the Russian Grand Prix as we go down to turn 1. And Jamie is sliding down the inside. He's completely missed turn 1 there. He's had to take evasive action there. Oh goodness gracious me there. And Jamie's come back on the circuit, but it's Dylan who leads the Grand Prix with Diashi in second position, but Diashi and Jamie are going side by side then. Oh goodness me, sparks are flying then. There's yellow flags in the background as well. I know what's happening is one of the Haas cars is Cryptic Alibi gone off, but look at the sparks in the background. Is there a problem then? Smith Almighty has dropped down the order as well. Let me quickly compose myself, shall I then? And yes, indeed, I have. So we got the soft tyres at the moment on board then with Jamie Wright. Then he's trying to make hay whilst the sun is shining. Cryptic Alibi has had some major issues. And there he is. And has he damaged the car? He has not damaged the car. He's all right. Crystal Maze hasn't gone up any positions either just yet. So 19 cars are still running. And it is a fairly It is a fairly, well, it's a fairly alright start, isn't it? But Diash is all over the back of Dylan now as we've got lap 1 out of 27 as well. Sir Davis got past, Sir Davis flying down the back straight, isn't it? Oh, here he is, and then booted the light to Roscoe, also overtaken as well. Look at this, it's Leclerc on the outside, Sir Dave. Oh my goodness me. I think was there coming together? I don't think so. Then it's Leclerc who's leading the world championship. He's going for lunch, and then Sir Dave, for goodness me there. And Sir Dave's giving him just about enough room then. Oh my word there. And he's going a bit wide, then Sir Dave is keeping his toe in there very nicely done indeed. And oh my word, then both Red Bulls are again. Oh goodness me! And I got to say, the Red Bull drivers there are really not being very friendly with each other. Are they? RDW is on the hard tires. Sir Dave is on the soft tires now as he is now down in 70 position as well. Look at the sparks on these cars and fantastic. Crystal Mace has got past. Wow, love the sparks. Oh, and I thought Sir Dave missed his breaking point there. He is in 70 position there somehow, Davis. Good stuff indeed there. Smithy Almighty. Oh, goodness me! And Davis in the wall. He's gone off in a huge way. And that's a smash. And that is a huge accident there for Sir Dave. He is out of the Russian Grand Prix then for Sir Dave. And that is, oh dear. That is not good at all, is it? So we got I can't believe there ain't going to be a safety car or even a virtual safety car in this one. That is a huge smash there for Sir Dave. He is out of the Grand Prix. And that is our second retirement of the night as well, as I have just been reported by Liam there for retiring on the track then, as I've been a very naughty boy. Oh, Crystal Maze has got damage, hasn't he, on the Ferrari in car 9, and Crystal Maze there, he's a quick customer, but unfortunately can't seem to get through these races there, can he, without having some kind of issue, can he? Trouble seems to find him. Remember that was the same with, was it Sebastian Vettel, wasn't it? Oh my word, look at that McLaren snaking around of Jamie there. Oh my word, that's a back end then. Is a shaking from left to right then. So, as now we got Silent Shifting, he's up in the 4th position. Jamie is dropped down 5th position. Dylan has set the fast lap for the race then, as we're on lap 3 now. And there is Jamie then dropping down the order. Silent Shifting and needs these points, and he hasn't scored any points so far. Theo's in trouble. Theo's in major trouble. Oh my goodness me! What is occurring here? And there's debris all over the circuit, and it's oh goodness me, it's a mess. It's a mess, sir. As Jamie's got past Silent Shifting then and moved back up into a 4th position. And what an action-packed start. Roscoe is dropping down the order as well. Roscoe's down into 8th position. We're on board now with Roscoe as a boo delight. They're doing a cracking job, but this is the battle for the lead. I should be on about, and here it is, and it's Dylan and Diash are going side by side into turn 5, and Diash on the outside. Dylan is doing a good old squeeze there. Dylan is squeezing him off the circuit. Lovely stuff indeed. And Dylan is still remaining in the lead, which is great stuff for the Williams team. Great stuff for me as well. As Leclerc is in the wall. He is out of the Russian Grand Prix. That's the championship leader. He is gone there. Oh my goodness me. And it's a virtual safety car. There is action galore to start this Grand Prix, isn't it? Goodness gracious me. And absolutely absolutely an energetic start indeed then. Let me go back to the comments, shall I? Because I'm talking absolute I've been talking absolute rubbish indeed then. Diash saying it's Redemption Day. I couldn't race in Russia for bronze last season then. As Gav saying Mr. Redemption as well. And Serious Russian, good luck. Or Wait is racing again. And at comms. And yes, I got to say, I'm very doing two things at once then. It was appalling, wasn't it? I got to say, absolutely shocking behaviour, wasn't it, by me? We've also got T. Sammy there. Of course, a driver I commentated on quite a lot then. He is in the comments as well. Good evening, Diash there. And good evening, comms. Good evening, Sean. And let's go Roscoe as well. T Summon now is very much cheering on Roscoe. Roscoe's up to 8th position now. He is second in the World Championship as well. We're back racing here in Russia. I love the sparks. I really do. Look at that. That's fantastic, isn't it? Oh, I get so excited. We're coming down in to turn 1. I don't think we get sparks on the actual. Oh my word! Did he actually hit the wall there? Possibly. We don't get to see the sparks, do we? As a booty delight there. It's a. Oh my goodness me! Booty delight there. It's a maybe making his booty very wide indeed, isn't he? And making sure that Roscoe doesn't get past, does he? As he is really right underneath the booty of Booty Delight as well. Roscoe is very needs to get past quickly though, because he's on the medium tires. He's the highest. No, he isn't. He's on the soft tires. What am I talking about? It is Sammy who's on the medium tires there in 9th position as well. Actually, as we've got Sam saying good luck, or Jamie with his best 2014 of Roscoe reenactment there from Tango as well. Great stuff indeed. Yes. yes, indeed, that is Jamie there, kind of scooted off into turn one. Both McLarens have penalties at the moment. Diashi is now all over the back, isn't he? And look at this sentence here, coming down the back straight as well. Look at this, he's weaving left, he's weaving right, then he's up the inside, then going into turn number 14 as well. He's unlucky for Sam, it's well unlucky for Diashi. And is he through? No, he isn't, because Dylan is back on the inside. He's going to run him out road. That's very gentlemanly, actually, of Dylan. Very good stuff indeed, that as other drivers there would have run him out of road, then Dylan there not squeezing his rival toward him, but Diashi's gone the curb side, and that has allowed Marski very much right into the thick of things as well. And coming into going to complete a lap 4 of the Grand Prix as well. And both McLarens there are just sitting there waiting and biding their time as well. Jamie, all right, starting fast off the race. He's flying at this stage of the race, isn't he? And now Diashi is going to have to start to defend rather than attack. And look at those sparks. I love it. And all goodness me then is, I think it's titanium skid blocks, isn't it now? It really produces the sparks. And, Diashi's oh goodness me then. And he clipped the inside there, did he, of Marski? Bootie's got a 3-second penalty. That's horrific there from Bootie. And we've got Diashi, who is trying to regain his form there, regain his tyres and make sure he's still on the straight and narrow. And coming out of turn 4 as well. We have got Liam there saying reporting Ginger for. Oh, I've read that one already. I don't even know where I am on the comments there. We have got Leah, as for Liam saying, the only one that I would let off as well. As to say the footage went missing, Liam, so no further action. Thank you very much, guys. And I don't really want a qualifying ban for next week, considering the fact that I technically had a qualifying ban this week, albeit I did come out on circuit, so that's not a qualifying ban at all, is it? You can see I have been reading my rule book lately, so very good stuff indeed then, albeit I didn't read my rule book earlier on today. So there we go. So we're coming down the back straight once again. Camera Racer, who of course was in the championship after round 2 or 3, wasn't he? A very strong candidate, Camera Racer, as I would say, for possibly a championship contender, if I'm not very much mistaken. Look at the queue of cars up in front there. That's looking very good indeed, isn't it? Rio Johnny said Jamie's brakes failed there, as that's why he scooted off into turn 1. Then of course if your brakes are going to fail, that's the worst place that can happen, as it is very cold indeed. Jamie, all right, is in the pits then after only 5 laps in this Grand Prix, and he is going for a dramatic undercut here. Roscoe is very much now right underneath the rear wing now of Camera Racer as well. Oh my word, there is I thought he was going to go for a big way there, as he ran exceptionally wide there as he come down into turn number 2 now as well. Roscoe is on board there with the Ferrari driver. He's got a 3-second penalty. These penalties are starting to come thick and fast now in this Grand Prix. Very much indeed that. Jamie got a drive through from Scuba Stew then. It's that as a Paul then really that was appalling for me there, as I didn't even notice that Jamie had a drive for penalty then. So that is not good at all, is it? There from a Jamie's point of view, that is a huge blow for the McLaren driver. As I thought he was going for I thought it was a bit early there, wasn't it? As we got a bit of overcast now coming on this circuit right now. Dylan is still leading the moment. He's repelling the attack quite nicely, but now he's got the Renault car of Marski. Renault, who got of course Emerson won the Grand Prix on the gold race on Sunday, but last night wasn't a very good day at all for Troy, was it? But Renault still got 10 points, I think, or 9 points. As we've got a problem there with one of the Mercedes. Theo's gone around the wrong way then. And Theo then is having a couple of issues then here in the Russian Grand Prix. He's recovering. He's down in 16th position there. As Jamie's got another penalty to add to the one he's got then. As yes, Serious Russian will said that he's had a drive-through show. Yes, I don't know how I've missed that. Diashi's in major trouble here, because now look at this. Oh my goodness me. And look at this. That is Diashi is now down to 4th position, and Consignment shifting up in the 3rd position. He's on the podium there, the McLaren driver. Is good stuff indeed. Into the pits, there comes a Booty Delight. If he's got a penalty, I'm going to be very unhappy with him. I'm going to slap him with a wet fish. As we're coming now out of turn 1 then, and look at this, look at the sparks as we're coming up into turn 1 as well. Diashi has repelled the attack. He's back up the inside, of the outside now for turn 3, and that's allows slightly shifted to sneak through. And look at this. Oh, this is great stuff indeed then, as a Booty Delight has gone to the medium tires. He's gone on very early there for Booty Delight, has there. So I think the Booty Delight there is going to have to really look after those tyres now until the very end. Camera Racer is trying to get past Diashi as well. Diashi getting his first pole position of his career. Unfortunately, he's dropping down the order now, isn't he? Yes, he has dropped down to 5th position there. Roscoe is going to have a go on the inside as well. That's a very pinchy zone there. Now is indeed down there. Diashi has gone wide then. And we've got a bit of overcast going on here at the moment. 3 retirements in this Grand Prix. Ginger Rage out of the race then. He's stalled on the grid there like a rookie. We've lost Sir Dathan out of the race and a huge smash in turn 3. I've also lost Leclerc, who also smashed the exit turn 3 into turn 4. He is out qualifying as well at this stage, and action galore. And Theo is back in the pits on the hard tires, and Theo would be hoping for some kind of safety car now. Roscoe's having a look on the inside. Cameron Racer just about giving Diash is just about giving him enough room then. But I think, where is Diash then? He's dropped down to 6th position now. Diash is strung on these soft tires at the moment there, isn't it? And Roscoe, they're very strung there out to straight on at the car, didn't he? Halfway through that chicane then, and that's a bit unfortunate. As Diashi there was failing coming to the pits at the moment, isn't he? So now Dylan there has repelled the early onslaught here, and he's now out of DRS range, or I'd say he was out of DRS range, but he's now back in DRS range as we're coming through then to complete lap 7 of the Grand Prix. Roscoe is at the moment, and he is just further up the grid, further up the field than what he is at the moment, and half a second in front. Then what is going on up here? Camera Racer spun it there at all. Solid shifting Camera Racer as they come to blows head, and now Camera Racer they're just trying to get back on the circuit now. Hopefully he ain't going to get a penalty for that then, because that'll be very harsh, and he hasn't got a penalty, but Camera Racer's dropped from 4th down into 10th position now, as unfortunately they came to blows, and that's not good. It's Sammy doing a great job at the moment. Now remember, Sammy was very unlucky in the Italian Grand Prix where he possibly could have and should have won that race then, from my point of view anyway, but as I said, then I'll try and put all my bad memories in one box and throw away then. But Sammy had a great race in Monza, didn't he? Because he took pole position, didn't he? A magical race there for Sammy there. Sammy, of course, made his debut in ALR back in season 2 at the Monaco Grand Prix, and I love this start then, because from season 2 to season 3, Sammy found 4 seconds of his quickest time in his debut race in ALR to next season then around Monaco. It's absolutely magnificent stuff indeed then, and I think that he's really found him. I think he's loving life in bronze. They're very good at stuff indeed there. So it's Russian Cameron, no! As unfortunately he is spun around then, and look at this, Sammy is going a lot of understeer there. Chappie is unfortunately a bit too far back at the moment from his point of view to get past Sammy. Sammy is the only driver apart from Shatters to be in the top 10 on the medium tires as well. Keep an eye on Boots Delight, and he is the first driver to come into the pits to swap to the medium tires. That was a scheduled stop there, I think, for Boots Delight, unless he clipped his wing somewhere and he had to come in early, which is a big shame as well. Look, the pit window is open and it's getting very overcast out there. You heard from Jeff earlier on this race, so that we do not have any rain on the horizon, do we? What's happened here? As Marsky is now taking the lead of the Russian Grand Prix. I completely missed that. Silent Shifter is trying to go up and under of Roscoe as well, as Roscoe's worked his way back into 3rd position. Silent Shifting is back through as well, and he is now flying up into 3rd position. And Roscoe dropping down to 4th position. Oh, and look at how close that was. They're very close indeed there. Oh my goodness me. Search for I said it was a different game, Sean. Sammy's still the same speed. Laugh out loud then. As of course, technically, Serious Mushroom is right, isn't he? But of course, but of course, I think that, but I think that Sam did has actually really very much improved that, and that's one thing I do like to see. ALR's driver is very much improved, and I think that, and that's why I quite like seeing Bronze back as well. Then, because I think that Bronze is a very good, it was a very good league, wasn't it? Last season we had a great series of races there, but unfortunately behind the scenes, then it was a bit difficult, wasn't it? But Dylan is now back in the lead in the Grand Prix. Marsky is down to 2nd position. Just as I say that, we've got Troy then, who is now gone. Troy's then gone. Marsky, Real Johnny there is just asking for the penalties as well. Yes, we'll have a look at the penalties in just a jiffy then. Well, let's have a look at them now, actually, whilst we're just seeing what the tires got on. Marsky is taking the lead of the Grand Prix. So as it stands around, then we've got 3 seconds of penalties for Fia, for Booted Delight, for Smithy Almighty, and we've also, and Jamie as well. Camera on 3-second penalties, and 6 seconds of penalties for Silent Shifting, AL Sammy, and Chappie as well, and coming back down to turn 2 and 3 as well. And so at the moment, it's a bit very much status quo as well. Shadows in a solid. Who's that? Is that Jamie there, who is in at 12th position now. That drive-through penalty has really cost him, hasn't it? Unfortunately for Jamie. But let's see what we can do. It's not all done and dusted yet, is it? Dylan back out on circuit. He is in at 13th position there, and there is Booty Delight. He's 6 seconds behind the former racista Booty is then. Booty might need to pick up the pace a bit though, because at the moment there, he would like to have closed the gap down a bit more if he wants to go for the undercut on lap 10 out 27 here. 17 laps to go in the Grand Prix, and Crystal Maze are trying to come back through the field there. He's very much he's got to say then, he's been very unlucky then, but he's sliding up the inside now. Crystal Maze, he's up into 15th position. Smithy Almighty dropping down to 16th in the Renault car then, and going back then to this incredible part here. Here's Sammy then, he is on the medium tires as well as we are going in. Oh, there's a Reflection there locking up then, but he keeps the position there. Reflection into 5th position in the Haas car. Very good stuff indeed then. Very good stuff then. So as we're saying, penalties not bad considering. I think that's a very consider the fact that those penalties left, right and centre to open up this race then. But since then, they've very much gone into a groove and into the pits. There comes Chappie in the Mercedes then, and he's going to throw on some new tyres then. Dylan has clean air and will undercut Marv then. That is from Jake Wilson. That's a very good point indeed then. The pit window is opening for the soft compound tyres now to come in the pits then. Cryptic Alibi is also moving up the order quite nicely indeed then. Let's look at this. Once again then we've got Sammy gaining. I thought he was going for a move there, but Sammy there is thinking about the long game, which is very good stuff indeed, isn't it? Because he is got a golden opportunity tonight. Sammy has to really ruffle the feathers there of the drivers tonight. Good stuff indeed. Then Marsky needs to react to Dylan. Yes, I think yes, Marsky does need to react. He needs to come into the pits because Dylan is going to be absolutely firing on all cylinders now, isn't he? There he is. He is up into 11th position. Dylan is. He's got 1.5 second gap between himself and Jamie. All right, Boo Delight's got another 3 second penalty. Horrific stuff there. And we've got Sam then, who's half a second away from Reflections then. Roscoe is a second in front at the moment then. So Roscoe's a second behind Marsky at the moment then. Roscoe does have a penalty, so does Silent Shifting as well. This is good stuff from Silent Shifting now. He hasn't scored a point just yet. Artie Wee has had a great race so far on these 10 lap medium tires, doing a very solid job indeed. Artie Wee is after unfortunately having some issues in qualifying, but he's coming back through quite nicely indeed then the red balls. He's just following Cryptic Alibi, who is on the medium compound tires then in the Haas car, as we're now on board then with RDW once again then. As Jake is saying, it's too late. Marv needs to stay out there until lap 12 then. Marv is staying on until lap 12 then, so that is exactly what Marv is doing. Good stuff indeed there from Will Sudders. I think he might be Marv's race engineer, or perhaps that they might be telepathic. No wait, I don't know. Telepathic, that's it. Oh my word, goodness me, now I've really sunk there, haven't I? Then Will saying he'll have 3 lap fresher medium tires at the end then. Wet that fish up, Sean. I will indeed then. As a Booty Delight, it's absolutely making me horrifically depressed tonight then, as unfortunately he's got no penalty as well in a 12th position there for Booty. I must say though, as Booty is very is not used to races like online races like this. He's been in a couple, hasn't he? But I feel that tonight he's been kind of thrown in the deep end really. As usually I am saying, come in the pits now kind of thing then, and just we kind of hope for the safety car kind of thing then. Dylan has got 8 seconds. He's got 8 seconds between himself and RDW now. So that's a good. Oh goodness me! Then Sammy is through. He's past. He moves over to 5th position. That short squirt straight in between 11 and 10. And now Sammy, he is going long in this first opening stint, as is Shadows and Cryptic Alibi as well. And look at this. And we got a lovely. We got a lovely slipstream then going down into turn at 13 as well. Serious Rush saying Booty's doing a great job, to be honest. Then I think he is actually, to be fair. And banter aside, I think he's doing very well in deep. Then it's very difficult to really get the strategy right, isn't it? To be honest, this is only an easy one-stop strategy. But if you're, oh my word, D actually coming into bits then. But even to be honest, I struggle. And bearing in mind, I am commentating on about 3-4 races a week, and I still get I get the strategy completely wrong more often than not then. So you would think that after watching these races almost like 4 times a week, I'll know exactly what's going on. I don't. So there we go. So yeah, it's very difficult, isn't it, to get this strategy right, isn't it? And even then, what is the right strategy as well? That is the question on all these drivers' mind, isn't it? Watching gold and silver from the past few nights, and a one-stop strategy seems the best way to go. Lovely shot here from the curb then, as we are through the signature turn 3 as well. Artie Wee is in 4th position, running 3/10 of a second away, as we've got a couple of drivers jumping around then, as I think we've got a bit of a all good to speed then. Yeah, we got, I think, got a bit of a drag there as well. Booty's dropped down to 12th position as well as Reflections has just moved up the order as well as Booty. There is just a change in his engine settings as well as he is going for a turn at 12. Booty has said, of course, he's going to be very happy that he scored points last time out then, Booty is, but he's down in 12th position at the moment, Booty is, and he's on older medium tyres now as well. So it might be a bit of an uphill struggle now for the remainder of the race for Booty, but it remains to be seen, of course, then, to see how he does. 17 cars remaining. Theo is slightly out of position, and as is Smithfield Mighty and Crystal Maid said, as they all came into the pits very early on, then with damage, unfortunately, to their cars, and we'll see what's going to occur then with those drivers there on then. But I think they'll be hoping for a safety car. I'm surprised there wasn't a safety car from Sir Dave's humongous accident there in a turn. In a turn number 4, as a Roscoe has just got past Jamie Allright then, as Jamie Allright has dropped down there as well. Silent Shift, and then we're on board now with Silent Shift, and then who's in 8th position, then Jamie Allright. Oh goodness me, look at that, Silent Shift now is sliding there, and he had to turn into the side. The McLaren driver did. Then Jamie Allright there has done 12 laps on those soft tyres. That's a very solid stint on those soft tyres indeed. There, good stuff indeed there from Jamie Allright. Then he comes into the pits now then, so he's going to throw on the medium tyres to the end. RDV is still struggling to get past Cryptic there. I'm wondering if he's got a bit more of a rear wing on the back of that Red Bull, and I think that might be hurting him in the straight line then, because he just can't seem to get past at the moment now. RDV is having a look there on the inside then, and now we've got Dylan there, who is going for the indicator then into the pits. There comes Chappie as well. Dylan there he is in the background there. He is going for his first Grand Prix win of his career here in ALR. Good stuff indeed there from Dylan at the moment. They're doing a great job in there. It's ironic how his teammate is not involved tonight then, for him to be having an absolutely spectacular race then. So that Ginger Rage just seems to cause all kinds of grief in the Williams garage, doesn't it, really? So now the Williams could focus on Dylan there and not have any problems with that Ginger Rage next door, and this is the result then. Good stuff indeed there for Dylan. He is 5.5 seconds back now, doing a cracking job then for the Williams team, and he is at the moment will be a net first then, once everyone has come in and made their pit stops then. We've got Camera Racer now, who is all over the back now of Reflections, and there he is then. And I must say, I really love the Sparks, and they don't do the Sparks, do they, normally? So was that just me and just not noticing them, and maybe I'm just noticing a bit more tonight then? I'm not too sure, to be fair. Back on the board then with Camera Race, then 3/10 of a second away from Reflections. He couldn't get past on the first DRS zone. Now will he try then on the back straight of the DRS zone as well? There's Booty and Diashi just got past Booty. Booty is struggling there on the medium tyres. Now he's just sinking down further and further down the field, unfortunately. What about Crystal Mates? And he's 15 seconds away, and he's also fallen down the order. He is would need a safety car now, I think, along with Smith and probably Jamie as well, as Jamie got a drive-through penalty, unfortunately. Sammy leads the Grand Prix with Shadows in second, with Cryptic in third. RDW has dropped back slightly. Silent Shifter has got another penalty to his name, and I'm sure that's a 6-second penalty now. No, it isn't. It's 9 seconds of penalty then for it's 9 seconds of penalties unfortunately there for Chappie and Silent Shifter, and that is good. I think that's going to cost them points, I think, in this Grand Prix, unfortunately, and that's a shame indeed. Then Sir saying there will be Sparks tomorrow in COBALT, guaranteed, and COBALT does never. I gotta say, COBALT always seems to have a action-packed Grand Prix, don't they? It's a very good workout on a Wednesday, and I gotta say it's workout Wednesday for me when I took commentate on COBALT. I love it. It's a brilliant league indeed, then. But I also love for Bronze as well. It's actually quite nice to really see what occurs in Bronze and in the race, because when you're in the car, I can now say from experience, as I start to smile from ear to ear like a Cheshire cat, that when you're in a race and it's very difficult to gauge what is going on and whereabouts you are and all that kind of stuff then. And so at this moment of time, then I probably will be around 13th, 14th on the race then, and have no idea what's going on. But what we do know at the moment is that Sammy is in the Grand Prix with Shatters in second position now. Third position is Critic Alibi with Arctic in fourth. Dylan is the first. Oh, Camera Race has gone wide there. That is not good then. Reflections there right near the back of Chappie as well. Into turn. Oh, locking up the inside there. Locking up the inside front tyre then of Reflections. Then he is on younger tyres than Chappie, but only by one lap then, as we're coming through turn number 1 as well. Chappie then is And Chubbin there is defending on the inside, so Reflections is going to go on the outside. Look at the sparks flowing. Oh my word, there's Chappie and slams the door shut there on the nose corner of the Haas car. And I don't think Reflections is going to be too fond of that. Chappie has gone wide then, so Reflections is going to go up and under. He has gone up and under. And goodness me, Reflections there has got, is very confident on those tires there, isn't he? And even there with having to pull out of that turn 2 maneuver, he's still got the job done into turn 3 and 4. Camera Racers now all over the back of Chappie. Chappie is struggling at this stage of proceedings there, isn't he? I'm not sure if he's carrying damage or if there's some kind of gremlin on the Mercedes car, but he is now sinking back, unfortunately. I know that is a shame then as well. As Serious Russia saying, we are suffering with a team without you, Sean, and in terms of the Williams there, but don't worry about that, Serious Russia, because Dylan is doing a fantastic job today for Team Williams there. I do have my Williams colours on tonight as well, with my Williams team merchandise and all that kind of jazz. I'm very much Team Williams tonight, ain't I? But of course I have to be neutral, don't I? Coming down. Oh my word! Oh gosh, there is Camera Racer. He's in the wall. I think they just got he got sucked in there, didn't he? Camera Racer did that, and that is unfortunate. There was it. I'm not sure what is going on. Does he have a spongy brake pedal? Is that brake pedal going long then? Because that looked like the car just refused to slow down, didn't it? Artie takes the lead there into the pits, and now soft tires for Sammy, soft tires for Shatters, and I think Critical Alibi will also be on the soft tires then, as these drivers are now coming out of the pits. So where is Sammy going to come out? And then because I must say they're going to be very very happy with the way this race has gone then. So Sammy's already in the points then. I think the Booty Delight then is racing his teammate Shatters at the moment, and his Booty's got past his teammate and moves up into a 10th position. Good stuff indeed. We're just watching Chappie, who is putting the squeeze on Reflections now as well, and there he is. That is now then his Chappie's going to go up and under, and locking up the inside front there of Reflector. Chappie has found a bit of slipstream now, as Diashi there is just having a look then down in position now. He was there on of course Diashi was on pole position at the start of the Grand Prix, wasn't it? But unfortunately he is dropped for him for about silent shift, and there has got another penalty. This racetrack is brutal on penalties, isn't it? And remember, once again on Sunday evening there, Emerson won the Grand Prix, didn't he? Because he it's not taking any disservice away from Emerson, not by any stretch of imagination. Could get no penalties in the race there. It's absolutely impressive to say the least, isn't it? But Emerson got no penalties there, whilst his rivals did get penalties, and that's how he won the Grand Prix. Emerson did there. Looked very comfortable indeed, didn't he? The double world champion in gold. Then we've got 2 double world champions in gold now. In all of gold in 5 seasons, we've had 2 double world champions. We've got Granty in season 2 and 3, and we have got Emerson in season 4 and 5 as well. Looking forward to next season as well, from gold, silver, and bronze, and cobalt as well. As we got 4 leagues now into the pits. There comes Artie Whedon. So he extended that stint only by 1 lap compared to the drivers he was racing against. So I'm wondering then if he made the choice to come in the pits then early on. Sammy now is up in the 7th position. It's a good drive here from Sammy then, as he is now going through turn number 1 then. And look at that then. I love this Sparks. And look at that. That's fantastic, isn't it? I've got to say, that's what I'm talking about tonight, Sparks. Good gracious me then. I'd say that my favourite time of year is definitely bonfire nights, isn't it? I do love a good sparkler or two, but unfortunately I'm not allowed to go near him too well, because I'm very dangerous there, as I'll probably take my eye out. Sammy is now up into 6th position, and he's all over the back of Reflex then, and this could be and look up the road then, only 4 seconds up the road then, it's Marsky, and Marsky is only a couple of tenths away from Silent Shifting. Silent Shifting has a lot of penalties as well. Dylan has a 3-second penalty at the moment now, with a 3-second lead, I should say, with just 10 laps to go in this race. Good stuff indeed there from Good stuff indeed there from Dylan, doing an absolutely fantastic stuff indeed there. Serious Russia saying that Sammy is having an absolute blinder out there. He really is indeed. Camera Racer's got a penalty as he is trying to recover after a very difficult mid part of the race as well. Sammy's now past Reflections. He has moved up into 6th position as well. There in the background there is Shadows, another driver that is coming through the field quite nicely indeed there. Cryptic and RDW as the last 2 drivers and have gone for the alternative strategy, which can get points then. Camera Racers on the soft as well as Crystal Mace as well, but they need a safety car to get themselves back into this race, I think, for points at the very least then. Chappie then is in 7th position, then 8th position is Diashi. Then Diashi, look at that, and he has had a great run there into turn 17. Oh my word, Diashi is through. Chappie is struggling at this moment in time then. On the final turn, and Sammy has got the fast operation. And look at that, then Shatters is on the we're on board then. Oh goodness me, there's 3 abreast. Oh my goodness me. And of course, we had a big smash here in bronze last season between Curly and Velocity, but Shadows is now finished there. As Diashi is weaving there. I'm not sure if he's too impressed with something untoward happened there. Marsky has dropped down into fourth finish there, but he's still effectively in third then with 12 seconds worth of penalty then from Silent Shifting's point of view. But Silent Shifting now needs to really put his head down there and start to really put some time in there. As we've got Cryptic back coming to 10th position as well. Grab Booty dropping down into 11th in the Alpha Tari car. So Booty there down into down out of the points there, unfortunately. Back on board with Diash then. There's a Diash there who unfortunately drew the short straw in that last battle there. So he didn't seem too happy at all then, unfortunately. As Wilson has said then that Sammy does have a lot of penalties. Yes, he does indeed. Then he has Sammy has 12 seconds compared to Silent Shifting, who has 15 seconds. Then, so that is I completely forgot about that. And yes, indeed. Then, so that is oh dear, then that might hurt. Oh my word, that is Chappie. Oh gosh, there. And he had to take evasive action there, didn't he? Diashi there had to pull on the brakes or slam on the anchors, didn't he? In between turn 13 and 14. But luckily, luckily no damage there. But Diashi is losing a lot of time. The man who was on pole position then to start the Russian Grand Prix, but it's been I think the two front row sisters, first and third, which was Diashi and Jamie there, was having a bit of a nightmare race tonight, hadn't they, unfortunately, out of the final turn as well for Diashi then. So Diashi kind of could just see that Shadows is just disappearing in the distance, and Sammy is now coming to the back of Silent Shifting, and Silent Shifting now is a run out to straight then, believe it or not. Then Diashi has got past Chappie. He's up into 9th position now. No, he's up into 8th position now, past the Mercedes driver. And now has got the pace then to get after Reflections. Oh my goodness me, but Chappie there is really putting the car for its paces then, isn't he? But oh my word then. Theo's coming to the pits now, and it's dropped down into the back of the field. Oh, Dylan's got a penalty there at the moment, and that should it. But Roscoe is flying out there. The gap is down to 1.5 seconds. He's half the gap then, with just under 8 laps to go as well. Oh my word, then is this race is not done, is it yet? And Dylan there is going to be under the caution now, is he? Let's take a look at the penalties there. He's got 3 seconds of penalties. Marsky hasn't got any penalties, does he? So he needs to get within 3 seconds to win the Grand Prix, which will be Marsky's at first ever Grand Prix win then. So they're queuing up for their first Grand Prix wins here tonight, aren't they? Good stuff indeed then for these drivers then. And lovely stuff. And look at this then. Marsky though, I think this as much as he would love to be challenging for the lead, I think he's going to be more concerned about these two behind him then. And also in the background, Shadows there is giving Reflection some cause for concern. I've just closed my YouTube app, which is good stuff, isn't it? But yeah, I think that Marsky is going to be more concerned about the drivers behind him. He's half a second back in mind. Sammy is really all over the button. I think that Sammy's going to really turn Silent Shifting's attention to himself rather than Silent Shifting's attention to Marsky. Shadows has got past Reflections coming down into turn 2 as well. There he is. Job done then. Shadows now up in the 6th position there. Good stuff indeed. And Silent Shifting is now 2 seconds. Well, I say that as a Booty's coming into the pit set in the Alpha Tower, and he's thrown on the soft tires to the end of the Grand Prix. Now Booty has said he did. I think he was in very early, wasn't he? For those medium tires, and that, unfortunately, he is 6 laps. 6 laps too short now. Silent Shifting's gone wide. Then Sammy now is really putting the squeeze now, isn't he? On the McLaren driver then, and also the Renault car as well. The gap in the front then is still coming down, but I think the Dylan now is not going to be too concerned at the moment, as long as he doesn't get another penalty, because Roscoe has an extra 3 seconds penalty at the moment, so he does have the high ground, doesn't he? And remember what happens when you have the high ground. Marv should have let them both through to get DRS and to close it to the top 2 from Wilson there. Yes, that's a very good point indeed then. I wonder if Marsky there might oh goodness me, there is I'm not sure Silent Shifting. Did he go into the back of Marsky? I think he judged it to perfection there, but that lid looked quite perilous, didn't it? Oh goodness me there, and oh gosh, there it's getting a bit all hair and scared out, and Silent Shifting there is all forcing Sam at once. Sam is on the soft tire, of course, and he has the inside there, and Sam is through, and I'm in the fault for this now as well. Marsky is now dropped to with his 5.2 seconds away from the lead then, and of course that is not good, is it? Because he needs to get within 3 seconds to win win the Grand Prix because the front two have penalties as well. We flick through turn one then, which is not really much of a turn, is it? I know we're coming up now. So can Sammy there get into the opponent's side? But remember, he does have penalties, though, doesn't he? So he is going to really need to. It's going to really need to put some qualifying laps now on those soft tires. And as he is, look at this, look how much grip he's got now. And of course, going for the alternative strategy. And Sammy is on an absolutely stellar race, isn't he? A spectacular Grand Prix here from Sammy. He has gone up and under the penalties. May cost him points dearly in the racing point, but he's having an absolutely spectacular Grand Prix. Gone a bit wide there in the out of turn of 5. Oh, my word there. God say, the way these guys brake is absolutely magnificent. I keep thinking of going into the back room. No problem whatsoever, is it? Because they know exactly where their braking points are. Good stuff indeed. And now then is we have got Sammy now, who is still pushing Marski to the very limits and beyond. Theo's got a fast accelerator. No points for Theo though, as he is unfortunately there. He is out of the top 10. Then I think WNR does the points there, don't they? From all the way, it doesn't matter where you are there, you get a fast out for the point, which is an absolutely magical idea there, isn't it, from WNR. So really deters people from coming to the pits and retiring there. So great stuff indeed there. Of course, WNR is the partner league of ALR as well. Of course, they race on Fridays and Saturdays at 6:15 for League One, 8:15 for Championship, and of course the Premier League on at 8:15 on the Saturdays as well. So good stuff indeed there. Keep an eye on their YouTube, as they are in action every week, every Saturday, every Friday now. If you made head and tails of what I said there, then I've got to say you're a better man than me, or a better person than me, I say. Goodness me, I've got to keep it PC. Sam's got another 3-second penalty. He's just making his life slightly harder. He's now 15 seconds worth of penalties now. Goodness me. And Boo Delight's also got 15 seconds as well, as I hang my head in shame. As says the person who had a lot of penalties, I think, in the Belgian Grand Prix. I think I got up to 20, didn't I? So there's me, very much giving him stick, and really I can't really say anything myself, can I, to be honest. Crucial that Marski sticks within the DRS there from Troy. So unfortunately though, I think he's already out of DRS range, because look at that, and yes, he's already 1.2 seconds away. Sammy is now hunting the front two down there, which Dylan still leads at the moment, 6 tenths of a second. However, he does have an extra 3 seconds buffer, because he has a 3-second penalty less than Roscoe. Roscoe would love to get another Grand Prix win then to his name then in the Ferrari, as are now on board as well. Serious Russian Miss Alison, what's WNR low? Tell us, Jake. And is yes, indeed, there is a Jake. There is a good opportunity there for a good old plug-in, isn't it? Of course, weekend night racing there. As I got to say, I had a really horrible feeling there that I said it wrong there when I read that from Serious Special. I was like, oh gosh, there we go. I've broke a partnership up, haven't I? That is appalling, isn't it? But no, luckily there. Oh, good job that good job. I've got a good memory, isn't it? Good gracious me. But it's not the memory that's the problem. It's what I say, which is the problem, really, isn't it? Coming down into turn one then, lap 24 out of 27 here in the Russian Grand Prix as well. We've had an absolutely incredible race there. Good stuff indeed. No safety cars. I think we only had one virtual safety car as well. I don't know how Dave didn't call a safety car, because that was an almighty shunt then. Same with Leclerc as well. I think he got a virtual safety car, didn't he, in the racing point, but he's going to lose the lead in the World Championship as well. Roscoe is going to extend his lead then, and here we go then, and as now just on board with Roscoe, as he is putting the squeeze on Dylan, and if he gets past Dylan, will he have the pace to get to get 3 seconds in front? Sammy is 2.8 seconds back now. Will Roscoe get out of 3 seconds, out of touch of Dylan? If he does get past, then of course that is his target now, isn't it? Camera Racer is now right behind Crystal Maze at the moment. There's a Crystal Maze in the second Ferrari, and we've also got Boo Delights also in the vicinity as well. And I've goodness me, it's silent shifted. It is reflected shadows. I silent shifted onto the steer element. He's having a look there, and a silent shift in there. Oh goodness me! And they're just going out slightly wide there. Shadows up into fifth position, and that's crucial for Shadows. He's on the soft tire as well. Let's take a look at his penalty. He's only on 3 seconds. We're penalty. Shadows Shatters this end. So Shatters is going to make it rain in terms of points tonight, isn't he? Shatters is in the AlphaTauri. Good stuff indeed, my good man then. Dylan there is on lap 25, and Silent Shifter's got another penalty, hasn't he? I think that might be frustration in the McLaren camp here tonight. They were looking good in qualifying, unfortunately not so in the race set, as Jake Wilson has just said. It's the league where Mushroom is going to get a podium on Friday then, as yes indeed, and so of course Sirius Mushroom then, who of course will be racing on Friday for WNR then. It's good stuff indeed. Yellow flag in free. We've got a McLaren of I think Jamie there, who's just recovering as well then, as he's damaged the car. Unfortunately Jamie has in a 12th position there, and that's such a shame for Jamie. He got that drive through penalty, didn't he, under the virtual safety car, unbeknownst to me, and because of that because I kind of took him out of the points then, because he had no safety car to really get himself back into it. That was it really for Jamie, wasn't it? Unfortunately, he was hoping for a safety car. Liam is saying that Shatters is making that chase cam work absolutely beautifully, isn't it? Booty dropping down to 14th position now. So we got as we just got Camera Racer on the back of it now, on the back of Booty, isn't he? Camera Racer is, but I think that at this moment in time, then a Camera Racer is going to have to just wait his turn now. This is the battle for lead there with 3 laps to go then. Roscoe is going to need to get some really fiery laps on the go now, is he in the Ferrari? Sam is 2 seconds. There he is, Sam in the Pink Panther, very much on the back of him as well then. Serious Racing saying Shadows use this chase cam. I know a lad that does it, and he's fast as heck then. As I gotta say, I used to use the chase cam back in when I first started playing F1 games, which is the first ever Formula 1 game on the PlayStation, which was the Formula 1 for the 95 season. I think they had like 39 drivers on that game, didn't they? Because they had all the super subs as well, or lack of super subs, if anyone remembers. Jean-Denis Delatraz. Roscoe on the outside takes the lead of the Russian Grand Prix, and he is now leading 2 laps then. What has he got in the tank then? What has Roscoe got in the tank then? There's some qualifying laps out for the Ferrari driver. He wants his second Grand Prix win the season. Ferrari's third Grand Prix win the season as well. Ferrari have not had much luck in the world of ALR, have they? I've got to say, I think they're the lowest winning constructor of in ALR, in all the ALR 4 leagues, if I'm not very much mistaken. And I've got to say, they've had some very challenging drivers. For example, Farf. So we're now back on board with Roscoe as well. He's only half a second away at the moment, so he needs to really put his toe down. So as much say 94 was the first, I think then. But I think that I had the first game that I played was the 95 season as well, with the Benetton. Sure I've got it, but don't quote me though. I've screenshot that Serious Mushroom there, so I will be quoting you. But I think that the first game I ever played was 95, so it might have been. So yeah, there might have been a 94 game. I'd love to have played a 94 game, as those cars were quite unique. But unfortunately, 94, as we all know in Formula 1, is quite a horrific season for Theo. He's going for another fast lap as well. 32.4 then for Theo then, and I think he's going for the all-time lap record around here. Liam is saying Grand Prix 2 on PC was my first, and that was on at 94 then. As unfortunately I never owned a PC until I was about in secondary school, and even then I think that was dial-up with AOL or something like that. And goodness me, I'm really showing my hair now, really showing my age now, and goodness gracious me. I would love to have played the 94 season though, because those cars are quite unique, weren't they? And they had the old school Lotus. And they also had didn't they have the LaRousse in there as well? I'm sure they did. And really good stuff then, wasn't it, 94 season? And they had a lot of we've got a Haas off. It's Reflections on the last lap. Oh no, Reflections there has had some major gremlins there. And Artie Wee could be on the cusp of getting some incredible some points there for the Red Bull team. I've just seen that Jake Wilson Marvey is going to win there. So I've been yapping about the past, but I need to be talking about the present. And there it is. Morsky is within 8 tenths of a second, and Morsky could potentially be on the first win of his career here tonight. And let's go now. And we're now on the back straight as well. Look at this head. So Morsky is homing in now. He has been very much look at it. There's Sam in the picture as well. Oh, this is going to be very hair and scary. Is Morsky going to steal it off the top 2 who have been fighting? Roscoe ain't going to get the win. I don't think he's got an extra 3-second penalty, hasn't he? As we're coming into the final part of the lap as well then, for Roscoe and Liam and Sam as well. Sam has an abundance amount of penalties as we come into the final part of the corner as well. Roscoe go. Out of the final turn, it's going to be a free wins for Ferrari. I don't think it will be. Out of the final turn, or it is Dylan who wins the Grand Prix. Is it? What about Marsky? Marsky wins the Russian Grand Prix by 4/10 of a second now for the Renault team. Oh, amazing stuff indeed. Absolutely amazing. Really hats off then to Marsky. Didn't get any penalties at all then, and he won it by 4/10 of a second from Dylan in second position. That's a second there for Dylan, and so his consistency is very much paying off then. Sam finished sixth in the end, and even with all those penalties, it just shows how it shows that Sam had very much a lot of pace here tonight, didn't he? An incredible race indeed there. And I've got to say, Renault in such a purple patch at the moment there. This is the final season they're ever going to drive in ALR. And in the ALR, of course, they turn into Alpine for next season, don't they? And I've got to say, this is going to be a point. They had a difficult day in Silver yesterday, didn't they? I say a difficult day from their standards, because Renault have got such a high standard in all the leagues this season, haven't they? But it's Marsky who takes his first ever Grand Prix win in ALR, and a great stuff indeed there from Marsky by 4/10 of a second. That is absolutely amazing stuff indeed. Well done there. Really good stuff indeed. As just going back to the comments, as always, just having a good old natter. Liam says you can still play it for a program called DOSBox then, and of course they had the Pacific team. It was sponsored by MTV. I really like the Pacific team. They were really cool. They were on the 95 game as well, weren't they? Cryptic Alibi gets driver of the day, and he was alongside me on the grid then. Luckily he did get to the end, unlike some ginger guy. Yes, I did like the Pacific. They folded us in the Monaco Grand Prix, didn't they, in 95, which absolutely was horrific, wasn't it? Troy is saying, must be in the DNA then. Troy is, of course, is the Renault driver as well. He could potentially be a race away from becoming the third ever silver world champion of ALR. Indeed, keep an eye on that. That is next Monday in the Japanese Grand Prix. We've still got one more race to go, haven't we, here in Russia, which is the COBALT race, isn't it? So good stuff indeed then. Sam was saying that's annoyed me again. He had a great race indeed then. Very good stuff. And so we've got Sarah's Rush saying, well done Marsky, Dylan and Shadows. Absolutely hats off to him indeed then. Wilson also saying, what a podium that is. Well done Marv, Dylan and Shadows then. Very good stuff indeed then. Let's take a look at the final classification, shall we, from the Russian Grand Prix. Marsky, what a performance there. No penalties at all. Kept it clean, kept it tidy, kept it precise, got the win. 4/10 second in front of Dylan in second position. Third position was Shadows in the end. A good performance from Shadows as well. I think personally he might be my driver today. Nope, I've changed my mind. It is going to be Cryptic Alibi because he's gone from 19th to 5th. Roscoe in fourth position and Cryptic Alibi 5th. Sammy in 6th and 7th position Diashi. Reflection save. RDW 9th. Silent Shifting gets his first points season 10th end. Chappie just outside the points 11th. Crystal Maze 12th. Smith Almighty 13th. Jamie 14th. 15th. Camera Racer Booty in 16th. 17th field. Retirements is Leclerc, Dave and Ginger H all retired from this where are we? Russian Grand Prix. Now fingers crossed that I don't disconnect now, because I seem to have a couple of gremlins, don't I, when I drop out of the old the old race stream and all that kind of jazz. But let's fingers crossed that I'm just keeping an eye, just terrific, and I have done it. Oh gosh.